There's a hungry Muslim guy in our comments right now. Guys, this is why I made this channel. My man, Maverick811, is in the comment section dropping deep apologetics knowledge in Christianity and Islam. And he's an absolute scholar with integrity. And he is Muslim right now. And so I asked him, what would you need to believe and understand to follow Jesus? And he had a very thorough, very honest response. And so first, Maverick811, man, I want to commend you with my whole heart here, brother. Hungry men like you are the reason I made this channel. So let's ride. He said, and I'm going to read your comment just A through Z here. I need proof that Jesus claims the Trinity. I need proof that he confirms that we need to worship him, that he is saying he is God. There are more verses in the Bible itself where Jesus himself denies divinity and is separating himself from God the Father. He has also prophesied that another messenger is coming, aka Prophet Muhammad. Okay. First of all, guys, if we all have this level of hunger for the truth and vulnerability to share that on a platform with somebody you don't know, we would be so advanced as a society. So I appreciate that, man. I love you for that. And here's my response. So first I want to say I hear you. These are real questions and they deserve real answers, not some My Little Pony churchy fluffy stuff that's not going to lead anywhere. So let's go straight to the biblical text and let's break this down, okay? So first, did Jesus claim to be God? Okay, yes. But not in a 2025 Western, hey, I'm God way, right? Like he spoke in Jewish terms and they got the message very loud and very clear. So I want to take you to John 8:58 where he said, before Abraham was, I am. And this is not just poetic, right? He's actually echoing the Old Testament Exodus 3:14 where God tells Musa or Moses, I am who I am. The response by the Jews was to pick up stones to kill him. Why? Blasphemy against Yahweh. They knew exactly what he was claiming. I also want to affirm this with John 10:30-33, okay, where he says, I and the Father are one. The crowd then says, we're stoning you for blasphemy because you, a mere man, claim to be God. It really doesn't get more clear than that. This is also in Mark 14:60, where at his trial, he says, are you the Messiah, the Son of the Blessed? And Jesus says, I am, again with the same words as Exodus 3:14. And you will see the Son of Man seated at the right hand of power, coming with the clouds of heaven. And this references Daniel 7, where the Son of Man receives worship and authority equal to God. Okay? That's a divine status from a divine prophecy. Okay? Did Jesus accept worship? Yes. So in Matthew 14:33, he says, then those who were in the boat worshiped him, saying, truly, you are the Son of God. Jesus does not stop them. He doesn't look at them and say, I rebuke that for the Father is above me, right? He doesn't stop him. He takes it. John 9:38, he says, after healing the blind man, he says, Lord, I believe. And he worshiped him. Again, no correction. I also want to take you to the very end of the Bible, Revelation 5:12, where it says, all of heaven worships the Lamb who was slain. Okay? That Lamb, the perfect Old Testament sacrifice, is Jesus. And worship is only ever due to God alone, as the law of Moses said in Exodus 23-5. Okay? But Jesus, did he say that the Father is greater than him? Well, in John 14:28, he said, yes, the Father is greater than I. So, yes, but you need to understand that this is not about role. Sorry, this is about role, not nature. Jesus humbled himself, stepped into human flesh, and that doesn't mean that he stopped being divine. It means that he laid aside privilege to walk among us. It's a prophecy in the Old Testament. He will be named Emmanuel, God with us. That's also in Philippines 2 as well. So what about the Trinity? Well, Jesus didn't say, I am the second person of the Trinity explicitly, because that term didn't exist yet in his time. But he did reveal the structure of the Trinity, which is where a lot of our triune theology comes from. Okay? So in Matthew 28:19, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. That's one name with three persons. And that Trinity video is something I'm going to make later on this channel, probably tomorrow, honestly, because it's a very hot topic and it's something that we need to be very clear on. John 14, there's constant talk of the Father, the Son, and the Spirit, each with distinct roles, but united in mission and essence. Okay? Now, the last part of your question, did Jesus prophesy Muhammad? Okay? No, he didn't. So this is where people think that it was yes in Islam. I thought so as well. But in John 14:16, he says, I will send another helper, the Spirit of truth. And people claim that this is Muhammad. But the truth is, this is clearly about the Holy Spirit, not a human messenger. Okay, and if we go back to Acts 2, the Spirit comes just like Jesus said. Now, Muhammad came 600 years later, so could he be the next messenger? Sure, but he didn't speak in Jesus' name. And he denied Christ's divinity and the resurrection, which is the core message of the gospel and the Injil. And that's not fulfillment, that's contradiction. Okay? And so the bottom line is there's a few things. Jesus did not whisper his identity. He declared it in a way that got him killed. He was crucified not for healing people, but for claiming equality with God. The claim was crystal clear, and that's why the cross matters. And to really drive this home, man, if you look at the underground Iran church right now, there is a heavy apostate penalty for these guys ministering Christ to that area, punishable by death. Okay, they're risking their lives. And Jesus was walking around the street, not in an underground church setting, but in the middle of cities, biblical cities with thousands of people. Okay, maybe 1,000 people. I think the largest biblical city was about, maybe between 1,000. Don't quote me on this. Okay, but the point is that Jesus was out there walking on the streets. I am claiming the divinity of Yahweh that Moses was delivered to. And if you can understand the intensity of that, that's why if somebody said that right now, stoning is pick up a rock the size of your head and hurl it as hard as you can at the guy's head. Concussions, becoming unconscious, comatose, instant results of being hit with one of those things. Okay? So I wanted to make this quick response video, man. I know we're kind of off the schedule here, but dude, I want you to respond to this and let me know your thoughts, because we also have to believe in the validity of the Bible. So there's the apologetic belief system emotionally of, did Jesus actually claim these things? And then there's the apologetic avenue of, do we actually believe the Bible as a true document? And so if I told you these things and you still have some doubts, it's probably not a belief thing. It's probably a logical manuscript thing. And we can go into the burden of proof with that, okay? So I love you, Maverick811, man. Thank you so much for being in the comments. I appreciate you, and I'll see you guys in the video tomorrow morning.